I was down the beach on the weekend.
Mm.
You went for a swim.
Did you wear a wetsuit?
No. Saturday night.
What do you wear?
I just wear bathers.
No, do you wear shorts?
Shorts.
Yeah, but you know what I wear.
You wear like the budgie smugglers.
Yeah.
I was in the water at like 6 o'clock at night. It was beautiful. It wasn't
Isn't it
cold.
Yeah, no, I know. The water, I don't know, unfortunately.
And this is the west coast of Melbourne.
Well, yeah, and this is in Victoria. We've had a beautiful summer. We really haven't. It's been a long summer, and we've had the long, beautiful days. We're on the beach last night, actually down there, and I agree, the water's not that cold.
It's not that cold. I thought it would be freezing, but it was beautiful.
From all our listeners up in Queensland, so I mean, the weather up there, it gets like 27 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas down here, most it gets is about 20 degrees.
In the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
If
Queensland's like a warm bath when you
Yeah.
go, oh, it's beautiful. But shout out to global warming. It's doing a great job with keeping the summers longer.
So why have you brought up that you went for a swim?
Because I've been reading a book that my wife gave me for Christmas, and you're mentioned in it. And I want you to try and work out who wrote this book.
Oh, no, this is good.
Okay.
Oh, hang on.
Here we go. I'll just read it to you. On Saturday and Sunday, the talkback lines were dead. And so I decided to bring in every comedy colleague I had ever met. Fellow stand-up and lovely gentleman Glenn Robbins came to my rescue as a regular guest. We shoot the breeze, talking silly stuff, laughing our heads off. Who is that?
Brian Nankervis?
No.
Kate Langbrook.
No.
Why you were laughing? Why?
I just thought you'd know straight away. It's just funny that you mentioned in this book. You don't know who it is.
So I've turned up for a swim with this person.
Not a swim. You're doing radio with them.
Oh, so
It's got nothing to do.
hang on.
I was down the beach
You're
and I was
leading me up
reading
a
this
garden.
book.
Yeah, you were down. I went for, but you said I went for a swim.
No,
so
you
I must
didn't
say,
go. No, sorry.
you-
It's got nothing to do with the ocean.
It got nothing to do with the ocean.
I was just down the beach and I was reading this book.
And
this is a book I only read when I'm down the beach. I always pick it up and read it.
Published how long
Yeah,
ago?
it's sort of recent, actually.
Kitty Flanagan,
No.
Denise Scott.
No.
Did we go on the radio or something? Did we go and do a podcast?
Yeah, I'll just read it up again. On Saturday and Sunday nights, the talkback phone line was dead as the proverbial duck and doornail. I drafted in every comedy colleague who could spare some time, blah, blah, fellow stand-up comic and lovely gentleman, Glenn Robbins came to my rescue as a regular guest. We shoot the breeze, talking silly stuff and laughing our heads off. There's another. Do you want me to read a bit more?
Husey.
No.
Why are you laughing? Why?
So funny. He put his hand on my knee and said, if you grab Uncle Arthur's stick, so to speak, your career would be going a lot better.
He didn't say that.
No, I made that up. That's just bullshit. But
If
the
you
other
grab
bit's
Uncle
real.
Arthur's-
The other bit's
Grab
real.
Uncle Arthur's what? Dick?
Oh, stick, I
Oh,
said. Walking stick. That's not true. Okay. The axe fell. The axe fell on the radio swing when I introduced a live in-studio performance with This Could Be Blasphemous, but what the hell? And Tracy Harvey saying I was a surfboard for Jesus.
Oh, can I just tell you something on topic?
Mm-hmm.
When I was on Hamilton Island many, many years ago, I was reading Billy Connolly's biography.
Yes, yeah.
I've told you that story.
And he was there.
He was lying right next to me.
That's
I didn't even
incredible.
know him, and then I got to know him.
There's more information here, but not about you. There was only one track in the entire music library that's
Well, it's got to be someone from the ABC.
Paul Kelly Before Too Long. I played it over and over. No, it wasn't the ABC.
Oh, it wasn't. Was
No,
it? Was
it AW or something maybe, or some other? Oh, it might have been. It might have been the ABC.
Yeah. If you're listening to this and finding it tedious,
It's not tedious at all. It's a good guessing game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've given you a clue. In the make-believe that I said, you put your hand on her knee. Her knee. It's a woman. Very famous female comedian in Australia.
Judith Lucy.
No. You obviously did radio with her.
It's not. That's okay.
That's not Kath or Kim. It's not Gina or Jane.
Yeah.
She was very big for a long time.
On radio.
On radio. Huge on radio, in fact. And you were a lovely gentleman who you used to sit around. Gee, she'll be devastated when she hears this. Laughing your heads off. You can't.
I'm going to have to say pass.
Okay, I'll give you host of the Logies. Host of the Big
Wendy Harmer.
Yeah! Finally! So do you remember going into a radio studio and shooting the breeze and laughing your heads off?
Well, that was a long, long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Well, I did 3AK with her.
I think that's what it is. It's 3AK.
Yeah.
Wow, there we go. Well, you
Yeah.
mentioned in the book.
Yeah, well,
I was
I'm
waiting for you to
surprised she
come up.
mentioned me because, anyway.
Something happened.
Yeah.
I was waiting for something to come up because all the other, like Richard Stubbs, Peter Rosethorn, Fleety, they're all in there. I'm like, where's Glenn Robbins? All of a sudden, you're describing.
Well, she was there. She was there at the very start for me. It was her and Richard Stubbs were the big hitters.
They were, yeah.
And they were the ones who went from the back rooms of the Last Laugh to the media.
The Nationals.
Yeah, they went to radio first.
Yeah,
and then they went to television. But they were the ones who crossed the line, laid on a barbed wire, so to speak. Not that the rest of it. Richard went to 3XY.
That's right.
And Wendy.
Well, Wendy eventually ended up on Today FM in Sydney, where she was massive
with
Peter Moon.
Peter Moon.
Yeah, she talks about it. Oh, it's a great book. It's a really good, interesting. Her life, though, has been very interesting. Her early life was fascinating. So.
Oh, really?
Her mum walked out on them. The mum and dad were very young. The mum just said, I had enough, moved back to Tasmania. Yeah,
really?
It's an amazing
I had
story.
Enough.
Yeah, well, she met the dad when she was 17. He was 22, so when he was a teacher. So the dad was a teacher. And he used to move around to just do those singles teacher classes, schools, like in... Anyway.
Sorry, Wendy. She won't be listening. She won't be listening. But she does radio in Sydney now, doesn't she?
I think a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah,
but she's a great broadcaster and it's a great book. Everyone pick up a copy, Glenn Robbins.
Yeah, but isn't it funny when I must admit, I have been reading books and then my name has popped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always a bit of a shock when you go, hang on. Oh, me. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
I remember that. Yeah, what happened to me and Michelle Laurie? I was reading Michelle Laurie's book and she mentions me. So it's like, oh, God. Anyway, play the music, Sam. We've both been mentioned in books.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
There we go. Here we are.
That's a bit of a worry. I feel like I was in a police interrogation, and you have been associated with, and I couldn't remember, and I wasn't lying. I couldn't remember.
Oh no, but I've started falling in your category. People have sent me sketches that I've been in on, and I can't remember them.
No recollection.
Zero.
And then you pop up and you hear your voice, and your brain go, "Oh, this is
what's that?"
What's
and also, I watched me doing stand up on a show like maybe 20 years ago. I can't remember the routine. It was like a brand new routine. It was about how my son had a secret friend. What do they call it? A mystery. What do they call it? A secret
invisible friend.
Invisible friend called Piggy. When he was little, we said, "What's Piggy doing? What did Piggy do today?" And Piggy ate chocolate biscuits on the toilet. Piggy was in the shower. Doing something. Me and Kieran used to laugh our heads off. And then I said one day, "What's Piggy doing now?" And he goes, "Piggy's driving the car and drinking Diet Coke." I said, "Hang on a minute. I'm driving the car and drinking Diet Coke." I was Piggy. I couldn't even remember the routine.
I've had people come up to me and say, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I live by. And then they go with they'll quote something and then they'll go, "You said that." I go, "What? I have no recollection of giving you that advice."
Yeah, I know.
And I go, "Pretty good advice."
People repeat routines to me in the street occasionally, and I've like, I can't remember that.
You know what you need to do? You need to be like what I've been very smart. I've been around people like you who do remember my stuff. Tom Gleisner.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? The writer with the comedy company, Doug McLeod.
Oh, yeah, he would.
And those people, if you said something in passing, they just remembered it.
Yeah, remember
and
everything.
So when you came to a writing session, they go, "Oh, we should do that joke that you did." You go, "Oh my God. Yeah, that's a good joke. I don't remember saying that."
Yep.
I think I'm a better team player than I am solo player. That's why I don't do much stand-up, because I just think that working with someone else, like your good self, you go to different you're more than the sum of your parts.
Yeah. It can be lonely being a stand-up too, but not that lonely, actually. I enjoy the solitude.
What did Barry Humphries say when he would go on stage, before he would go on stage? He would say, as he stepped on, "Alone at last."
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
And he's not, because he's in a room full of people and everyone's laughing at him, but he was in complete control, I would imagine.
And you told me that, or did you read this in an article that who used to say it's magic time before the camera?
Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon. That's great. I like it. It's magic time. Well, Glenn, it's magic time right now. On Somehow Related.
Well, it is. I mean, that's just a trigger to, like, sportsmen would say to themselves, like, I'm going to play well today.
You got to get in the zone.
You got to get in. Do you say anything as you walk towards the stage?
No, look, I've mentioned this before. I read a book where it said if you speak out loud, affirmations, like I am funny, I'm going to go well, this is going to be great. It'll help you.
Yeah.
It actually helps if you say it out loud. So I was behind it. I was doing a gig in the comedy festival and I was behind the curtain going, I am funny. It is going to be great. And I had a woman say, Dave, is that you?
What, can you hear me? Yeah, you're speaking out loud. Oh,
I am
I
funny.
thought I was just thinking it. You know.
Hey, Glenn, we should say together, we are funny. This is going to be
It's going to be a good podcast. We're going to be interesting. We're going to tell stories and give people information and try not to bore them.
Well, if you haven't heard this podcast, it's just two topics. We've got to work out how they're related. It's called Somehow Related.
Yeah.
With Glenn Robbins as featured in Wendy Harmer's book and me, Dave O'Neill, as featured in Michelle Laurie's book. Okay, well, we'll get the topics off Sam. Should we ask for the topics?
Yes.
What are they, Sam?
Snow globes and surgery.
Ooh, I won't say two of my favourite things, but I'll say two things from my past.
I'm going to say that you probably don't have many snow globes in your life.
I used to have heaps. I used to collect them. In the 80s, I had them. So when I would meet... Oh, I didn't meet that
Hang
many.
on. In the
I
80s.
would have a shelf in my shed house with
God.
snow globes.
Oh.
And so every foreign country I would go to, I would get a snow globe. And then my brother, Glenn, would get them when he would go somewhere exotic too. So for people that don't know, a snow globe is like a half a circle shaped souvenir thing that has...
Yeah, glass or plastic with water in it.
Yeah.
And it's any scene.
And you shake it.
And it's a sound usually of a city.
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
a
like
setting.
Paris with the Eiffel Tower.
And then you shake it and then snow goes. And you go...
It's awesome.
Awesome?
I used to love them. I had one of SeaWorld. I had a few Australian
if I
ones.
went round to your place, I would try to get all of them going at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Do a down the line shake.
I honestly don't know what happened to them. I reckon they must have been cold in
Does
the
it matter?
moving with Kieran. You know when you're moving with your partner and they're like, what's this shit?
Well, of course they're going to give away. They're going to get rid of it.
Why have you got a framed photo of some footballer? Oh, I bought that at an auction. You know, that kind of thing. Like,
Yeah. Oh, well, it's fair enough. But yeah, I think you probably sent them
send to the op shop.
like I did with your book.
My book that I found. Someone found it, actually. You know what she made me give away? For one radio promotion, I got given an old bowling pin from 10 Pin Bowling. I used to have that up on the shelf in the lounge room. She's like, we're not hanging on to a 10 pin bowling pin. Were you a 10 pin bowler? No. Does that mean any special to you? No.
I know people used to steal those flashing yellow lights
yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
Or they would steal
Witches'
cones.
hats.
Witches' hats, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was you went through a period where you had a shelf where you had weird shit on it. And
Yeah, in your shared house.
Yeah.
Start a bit of a lava lamp.
Yeah.
Bit of conversation starters there.
Yeah, it doesn't start that much though, really.
No, so I had a lot of snow domes.
Of different countries.
Yes.
It was your
I love them.
gesture as to I've been to this city, therefore I'm
Yeah.
slightly better than you.
I think so, to start conversations with young women. Look at this. I got a Paris show. I've been there. Rome, yeah, I've been there. SeaWorld, whatever. I've been to SeaWorld.
But it didn't strike you as weird that the snow would fall in the cities that didn't have snow.
I know, like SeaWorld, for example, in Queensland.
Yeah.
A SeaWorld snow dome.
So when a new place opens up, do you reckon they have a meeting about merchandise?
Yes.
They have
What souvenirs?
They go, we'll do a hat, we'll do a T-shirt,
A ruler.
a ruler, a pencil case.
Well, you know John Oraglasso,
Yeah.
who's Sam Pang's producing partner.
Yes,
And its
yeah.
show's going great. Shout out to Pang. Anyway, regular correspondent on this. He used to sell merchandise. He was a merchandise guy because my sister-in-law worked at Parliament and she was organising the 100 Years of Parliament. And John Oraglasso was a guy who would turn up with his samples of,
Really?
yeah, like rulers, and we could do a ruler, we can do a...
Sounds like a sitcom character.
It's a great character. We can do a calendar, we can do a hat, we can do a
And all they do
snow globe.
is they put your name on top of it.
Yeah, they coordinate the merchandise because it is normally, if SeaWorld was opening now, they'd outsource it to someone like him. That'd be an outside company that would turn up and go, well, this is what we can do for you. But I reckon snow globes, I don't know if they're still happening. Do you reckon they're still happening?
No, I don't know. What do you reckon we should put out as merchandise?
Well, we've talked about this, and T-shirts,
No.
pillows.
No. Pillows. Tea towels.
Well, tea towels, that's what Kitty Flanagan does.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And the thing about tea towels, the's no sizes, right? So
do you
you know
mean?
with a T-shirt, there's sizes.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So
And you're always left with
one
XL.
size fits all. Yeah, yeah.
You're always left with,
yeah.
I've got to 100 XLs and no XXXL.
Yep.
So tea towels, look, the more bogan comics, like say the Nelson twins, they won't mind me saying it, they have stubby holders.
Oh, yeah.
So, which fits with the...
Russell Coit's got a
Russell
stubby
Coit's
holder.
got a stubby holder.
He's got a T-shirt.
But see, Cal Knight wouldn't have a stubby holder.
No. Here's an apron.
Oh,
And
perfect.
And I have got a lot of them in my garage.
And also, you know what Cal and I could have? Barbecue implements, tongs,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
But you know what? You don't make that much money.
No, you don't.
And you end up with a box full of them in your
Yeah.
garage. And
Yeah.
they're invariably not a good item.
They're not the highest quality, are they?
I did a thing for Food Bank recently.
Oh, yeah, I've got that.
Yeah. What have I written on it? Lick me when you're finished.
Yeah, on the spatula.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still use that. That's a good spatula.
Is it? Well, see, you go. That is an example of a good product because they did that through Minimax or something. Was it?
Minimax.
Yeah.
It's true and true territory.
Yeah. And lick me when you're finished. Is that a bit inappropriate?
No, that's all right. It's fine.
But you're getting the double meaning.
Yeah, I got the double meaning.
Don't worry
But see,
about
the
that.
kids may not, you know what I mean?
You know what a snow globe is? A weapon.
Oh.
Someone break into your house and you had one of those on your
Yes.
mantelpiece. You could whack someone there with it.
I was watching this show, and a guy got hit in the head with a snow globe. A glass one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they found all this stuff in his hair, the victim's hair, and they couldn't work out what it was.
Like the snow.
Yeah, and it's rice. Well, I think they said it was rice, but it looked like rice or something. The snow was often... They found it hard to find the right thing to put in the snow globe. I learned this from watching this detective show. And rice was used for a while.
Oh, yeah, because it has to sort of float around for a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. How would you feel if I went on a holiday and came back and gave you a snow globe?
I'm really disappointed.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering how much would it cost for us to put out a snow globe?
Oh,
with you and I sitting in there
that'd be great.
at a microphone.
Expensive.
Would be expensive.
Yeah, I reckon.
And would you really want one on your... I don't think you'd really want one. But I would like to see one.
I'd love to see one.
I know when we were doing the comedy company, they brought out a Con the Fruiterer. Hello to Mark, who was on the other week. Doll with a string at the
I
back.
love that doll.
Do you know about that doll?
Yeah. Some people occasionally put it on Facebook. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Because I was wondering whether they're going to put an Uncle Arthur doll out, but they didn't do any. They didn't get down the line. But I think
You're an action figure,
I would love to be an action figure.
like a GI Joe.
But, so what would I say when you pull my string?
Um,
Or should I say maybe you pull the string and I could have my different catchphrases like "Time to
no.
hit the road" or
well, if it's Russell Coit, sure. Oh, you mean like different? No,
Yeah.
no, it's got to be you.
it's got to be me, Glenn. Yeah,
I mean, a Russell Coit one would actually go off. That would sell a lot of
A
units.
doll.
A doll, yeah, that'd do well.
Really?
But I reckon a Glenn Robbins one, you could pull the cord and you'd say stuff.
So like,
Like,
I'm off to Pilates.
Yeah, he met me. What's that one you always say?
yeah. Have you met Greg Norman? No, but
Yeah. No, he met me.
he hasn't had the pleasure of me. No,
It's going to be a very convoluted pull on the string. And when you pull mine, what's for lunch? These are two of my favourite things.
Yeah.
And we get a Sam one too, just to even it out.
Oh, yeah, she could have one.
She could have a doll.
Yeah, but she would just have.
Blow up one.
But she would be in the snow cone. We just see the back of her head.
Yes.
Was there a time when you could get a snow cone and you could put a photo of your family in there?
Yes. Yes. And the temptation with snow cones was always to smash it and try and get it out.
Are there versions with batteries in them?
There might be. I don't know.
No music in them?
I'd be interested to see if they make them anymore, actually. I don't reckon they would.
I'm sure they would.
You reckon they would?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure if you went to Sydney Harbour...
And they'd have one, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I'm sure they would have something like that.
I would like the classic plastic one, the smaller one, not the big one. I like the smaller one.
Oh, there is a bigger one. You're
There's-
right.
Yeah, there's glass ones with Christmas scenes in them and stuff. Yeah. The traditional one was shaped, well, the ones that I know were shaped like half a circle, kind of. Whereas the bigger ones, there's full circle ones, that sit on a little podium thing
Yeah.
with Christmas stuff in it.
Anyway, you were a big collector.
I was.
You're not anymore.
You've learned something about me, everyone. I was a snow globe collector. It's a real flashback for me.
Yeah.
That and I had tropical fish.
Would you write about that in your book? I don't know.
Probably
whether you
not.
would. No.
I remember I had tropical fish and I thought it was really cool until one girl said, that's cruel, keeping those fish in that tank.
I agree with her. They should be
good
out.
on ya.
I believe they should
The
be.
whole idea was to impress girls, and now they're telling me it's cruel.
You have animals there for your own pleasure.
You know what I said to her? Don't go in the backyard. There's monkeys in a cage. All right. Well, let's do surgery. How many surgeries have you had? Now, I think we got to say surgeries. I mean, there's day surgery, just getting stuff removed. Off the
Yeah.
body. Not that kind of surgery, like when you get knocked out. And
I mean, when you have a general, that's a surgery?
yeah. I mean, there is day surgery where they just peel stuff off your face, like.
But you stay awake.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. There is surgery where you can have stuff done.
I mean, like dentistry surgery. Really, when you think about it,
And like you could have a thing cut off your arm and you put your arm out, and they give you a thing, and and you can have dental surgery as well.
Yeah, like wisdom teeth. But how many actual big surgeries have you had?
I don't like talking about it because it might moz myself. But I broke my nose, so I had to have that fixed. And I had a camera placed in a certain area.
Oh, yeah. Colonoscopy.
Yeah. And I've...
What's the other one down the throat?
It
would be good to get it done at the same time.
You can, apparently. Shish kebab, they call it. Well, they can. They can just, but...
your wife had a colonoscopy and they knock you out for that, don't they?
Yeah, and they say, because if you're going to get up the bum, just make sure they clean the camera before they go down the...
Yeah.
Can you do up the bum first, please?
Yes, you have to up the bum first.
And they go, no, it's a different camera. Oh, okay. I was a bit worried about that. How many of you've had your leg?
I broke my leg, and so I was definitely knocked out for that.
Yeah.
And that involved one operation.
Putting them in, putting the screws in, the bolts in,
yeah, you're
the plates
right.
in.
Yeah, so that involved one operation. Then the second operation, they take it all out. And then the third operation, which was like a year later, they took the remaining stuff out.
So you don't have any plates in there?
No, I got one screw, he said. Got one screw floating around.
It's just floating around in there.
Yeah,
couldn't find it.
What? One screw. Yeah, he's still in there. Got my one screw.
So surely they would come up on an X-ray. Surely.
Oh, they couldn't get it. I don't know what happened, but there's one screw in there.
But you just do an X-ray and you go, there it is there. It's around the back there,
There's one screw. I know. Really? Remarkable, isn't it? And apart from that, it's just been colonoscopy, vasectomy.
That's surgery, yeah.
Well, you can get it done in the chair, but I was knocked out. Yeah.
I've had surgery, every sort of surgery in my mouth. I've had like my gums done, pulled back up, and where they've done things with my root canals, but I had a thing where they lifted my gums up like a curtain. They told me it was going to. I said, he said, "Do you want me to put a camera on it and so you can watch it?" Go, yeah, real funny, mate. As if I want to watch my gums being pulled up. Thanks very much.
Oh,
what are the types of surgery you can get where you do you got? Well, you would have had orthopedic.
Yeah, and he said we're like a cross between, because he showed me the broken leg kit. So every time they get a kit with a saw.
See, you didn't need to show
a hammer,
a
screwdriver, and it's all sterilized and stuff. And
it want to be.
And he said we're like carpenters.
Yeah,
he said brain surgeons.
Because
he just Peter Gard. He was a great guy. Peter Gard still is a great guy. I saw him the other day actually. He just does limbs, nothing in the stomach or. See, once you're doing torso stuff like stomach, bladder, that'd be complicated. And brain surgery, as we know, it's not brain surgery. Not brain surgery?
That's what you say. Brain surgery. It's brain surgery. Or rocket science.
Have you seen that sketch with? We could play this thinking music. Actually, it's very funny where the guy's bragging about being a brain surgeon. It's the guy from Would I Lie to You? The one with the fringe. David.
But I think we've played the one where the guy is halfway through the surgery and then he rings his mate and he can't get off the phone.
That's right.
Oh, you've been. Yeah.
And we also played the one with those guys where are we the bad guys?
Yes.
Are we the bad guys?
Yeah. So I haven't heard this one. This would be good.
Oh, it's hilarious. So there's this surgeon at a party going, I'm a brain surgeon. It's not a brain surgeon. And then a rocket scientist turns up. Oh, you're late at the space station. We'll play that. It's very funny.
Cardiovascular.
I can't remember his name. Having a noble moment. What's his name? That guy. You've got Lee Mack on one side. You've got Rob Brydon hosting, and then you've got
that guy, Mitchell.
David Mitchell.
Is it David Mitchell?
Yes, it's David Mitchell.
Yeah, good get. I didn't pick up my phone, by the way.
Wow, that was
I didn't get the whole
impressive.
name. We'd be good on a trivia night team because I got one half. Neurosurgery.
Oh, is that brain?
I think so. Oh, but nowadays they're big on the arthroscopes, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
When they used to cut the knees right open. Oh, yeah, many.
I had an arthroscope. That's the one I've missed out on.
That's where there's plug a little thing in there with a thing on the end of it.
Yeah, but they knocked me out for that too.
Where was your arthroscope?
In my knee.
Right.
And so I went along. My knee was really hurting. The physio, Price, that was his name, Price. another great guy.
Was he Mr. Price or was he Dr. Price? Because it's funny how you
He's
become a doctor,
physio.
then you go back to okay.
Price Warren.
But often surgeons go back to being called Mr.
Yeah, it's true. After
Why
all
is
that
that?
work, after all that work.
Why is that? They don't want anyone to know that they're a doctor.
I can't remember the name of the surgeon who operated on my arthroscope. I went along, and after the arthroscope, it seemed to make it a bit worse, to be honest.
Oh, well, you have to go through a period of healing.
Well, I went along
An
on
adjustment.
crutches
Yeah.
to his office, and he goes, "Why are you on crutches?" And I said, "Because it hurts." He goes, "Mate, AFL players get this operation and walk out of the surgery." I said, "I'm not an AFL player." He goes, "Lose the crutches." I put him down and I fell over. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, well, I know when I broke my ankle, I didn't want to have surgery. I was quite scared about getting surgery. And he said, "You know what, we won't do surgery." And then he said, "Oh, we'll just put you in a plaster and we'll be okay." And it's been fine. I went back to see him again. He goes, "Okay, lose the crutches." And I went, No. I'm not losing the crutches. He goes, and he was really quite firm. He goes, "You stop using the crutches."
Yeah, they're anti-crutch. aren't they?
Because what happens is you don't actually get the limb working again. Everything starts to go dormant around it. So you have to get the blood flowing and you have to get the movement back into it. So therefore,
Did you lose the crutches?
it was really hard. It was really hard, but I did.
Got under one crutch?
Oh, I see people with one crutch. I go, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't need the one." That thing of when you're on your weak side, you just feel like you're going to fall. Like the first time I went into the ocean, it was so scary because you're stepping into unknown territory, and if you roll it slightly, the pain is
intense.
So there's you see people a lot now getting their complete knee replacements. Can you imagine that?
I know.
The lady that I swim with, I think she's had 2 done.
The knee replacements.
Knees are apparently shoulders are the most complicated.
Hips are better.
That's apparently a very good operation.
Yeah, I reckon I'll get a hip one day.
Really?
Well, I've got a tear in my hip, a regressive tear, he said, which means it's just from wear and tear. Yeah. Oh. And it hurts. My hip hurts.
Well, it's a very good operation. A friend of mine had it, and they were up and about pretty quickly, and then much better than they were.
Yeah, apparently.
You improve. It's not like you just get back to the way you were. You actually improve because you've improved your... what other sort of surgery is there? Amputation?
Oh, that's full on, isn't it? Yeah. It's full on. We have to amputate. It's always in movies.
Heart surgery. Heart surgery.
The way they do heart surgery is incredible.
Yeah.
They put
it's such a small cut now, whereas it used to be like a whole chest.
Yeah, they rip it open. Touch wood, we never need that.
Well, I sort of think, you're going to be there one day, I suppose.
Really?
You have to sort of... Well, I
Glenn's had his triple bypass.
My mum went through life, and she made it to 99. She didn't have anything...
No big surgeries?
No.
My mum made 2 strokes, but Dad didn't have any.
He didn't. Oh, there you go. So you got good genes.
But he should have had them because he died of a heart attack, really.
How old was he?
86.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well.
And they won't operate once you get over that age. They won't operate on you. It's like you're too dicey.
Too late for a anaesthetic.
Yeah.
I mean, having anaesthetic is a thing in itself.
Oh, yeah, it's full on.
Yeah, it takes you weeks to get over that little babies. And you do that thing where you're there and you go 5, 4, 3, 2, gone. And then you go, and then you come back and they go, "Hello, it's all done." And you go, "What the fuck just happened?
What happened?" It's incredible, isn't it?
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Because your brain doesn't, it's almost like, because when you sleep, you kind of have that feeling that time is, you have that, you have that time of passing. But anyway, hello to all surgeons out there doing a wonderful job and, helping people get their life back to the way they wanted it,
It's amazing stuff.
What if I was to say to you, we're using a robotic surgery on your knee?
Oh yeah.
Well, you're going to go in there and it's
a robot.
It's just going to go.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
You wouldn't mind?
I'd prefer a human, to be honest. But if the robot's all we got,
see
I mean, they do a pretty good job at Coles.
Hey, while we're at that, because I noticed the other day when I put the banana, when you do self checkout, you put the bananas, you just put the bananas on the thing, and I press fruit and veg. Well, it goes straight. It knew it was a banana.
It takes a photo. I reckon there's a camera now where it's looking into it, up into it.
And then I did a sweet potato, and it knew it was a sweet potato.
They've made them better. They've improved them because obviously people were saying, "Oh, that's a potato," when it was like,
I see. So you say that's a banana, which is more expensive than a cucumber or something.
Now that I notice there's a camera, I reckon the camera's copying it.
Well, if it could do that, it could do everything, really.
I mean,
Here's my basket. You do it, dick face.
Are we all working there now? You know, when I go in, I hear clean up aisle 3. I go, I'll do that. Everyone relax.
What do you mean?
Well, we're all working there now at Woolies. We seem to be employees. I didn't sign up to be a checkout person, did you?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Would you prefer a checkout or would you
I prefer a person.
a person? Well, Linda, who does Woolworths.
Hello, Linda.
Hello, Linda, regular listener. It's always nice to have a chat. And then, you can, because you feel like, I can tell you now, if you're living alone and then you go down to the supermarket, it might be the only person you speak
Yeah,
to.
it's important.
Those people do a very good. I feel sorry for them. I just go, you're doing this really well. I'll just go, how do you do that continuously? Anyway.
Well, it's like any sort of process working, factory job.
What are the TV shows about surgery?
House. He's a surgeon.
Yes.
That's good. He's always like, and I watched one episode. I was on the other night, and it was so ridiculous. He goes, some girl fainted in a lift, and he goes, you've got a tick in your vagina. Like, what? Sorry, what?
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he did. Because
he said a tick in the vagina.
Yeah, because she had all these immune problems and said you've got some kind of you've been with someone from the outside world and they've brought a tick in and it's got into your nether regions and that's why you're having an allergic reaction. And it was true. He worked it out, but it was like.
Oh,
come on, mate.
You're not that. I mean, I know
you're not that good.
You're not that good, seriously. But he does do that thing where he has a whiteboard and he does a whole lot of talking and everything.
Every episode's the same. Someone comes with a problem. He comes up with this crazy hypothesis. They're all like, you're mad. He ends up being right.
Yeah.
End of show.
He'd be really annoying, wouldn't he?
What other shows about surgery? MASH.
Oh, MASH.
Great show.
Bum, bum, bum.
And what's that name of that song? Here's a good trivia question. What's the name of that song?
Suicide is homeless.
Painless.
Okay.
Suicide is homeless.
Suicide
is painless. Do you remember the episode of MASH Urine? Remember that? I tricked you. Glenn was thinking for a minute. Was I in MASH?
That's a very good trick. No.
What about the Sullivans? Were you in the Sullivans? Were you ever in the Sullivans? You could have been in the Sullivans.
That was when I was first starting.
Were you in the Sullivans?
No.
Sleeping on the porch with Terry?
No.
Short trousers?
No. The reason I hesitate is because Jeff Stilson put us on David Letterman. He said Mick Malloy, got David Letterman to say that Jeff Stilson is touring with Glenn Robbins and Mick Malloy.
Yeah, that's right.
When you say stuff like that, I go, maybe something did happen.
Did happen.
What about Scrubs? That's a very good show.
Yeah, they're a funny show.
Botched? Botched is big in our house.
Oh yeah, Botched, not Bosch, but Botched. Yeah,
yeah. That's where they come in with had bad surgery
terrible.
And they fix and then they make their life so much better. You know what I like? 24 Hours in Emergency.
Oh yeah, that is a good show.
Because you see the beginning and in the middle and the end, and you see what the doctors are going through, and you also see the journey, and you also go, okay, I can maybe if I was there, how would I deal with that? And I would ask for some Valium,
some help,
some Valium, or some
get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Well, let's have some thinking music.
All right. Unless
there's any great surgery movies, any movies about surgery?
Well, MASH is the great one.
Yeah, MASH. Yeah, because that's
Sent Elsewhere. What was that?
Oh yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy.
That's where George Clooney came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those shows. All Saints. The Aussie one.
Yeah. What about the one that was in Australia? Young
Doctors, which you were in.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have some thinking music. Well, do you want to play that skit?
Yes, I do.
That sketch from David Mitchell and the other bloke from the Peep Show.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I mean, parking's not exactly brain surgery, is it? And I should know.
Why is that? Are you a doctor?
Careful, not a doctor. I'm a brain surgeon. Big difference. Big difference. Yeah, I actually know a joke about this. What's the difference between a doctor and a brain surgeon? One's not exactly brain surgery. The other is brain surgery. So, what do you guys do?
I'm an accountant.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I could do with an accountant. Filling in those tax forms can get really confusing, can't it? Still, it's not exactly brain surgery, is it? I mean, brain surgery, believe me, is very complex.
Oh, Jeff, they keep you late at the Space Centre.
As always.
This food round. Have you met Lionel?
No, hello, Lionel.
So, Jeff, how do you earn a crust?
I'm a scientist. I work mainly with rockets. It's pretty tough work. What do you do?
Why, I don't mean to boast, but I'm a brain surgeon.
Brain surgery. Not exactly rocket science.
Oh, funny stuff.
Very, very good.
He's great. They're great.
Do those guys still work together?
They're doing Peep Show again. I read on the internet. I don't know if that's true. I've never watched Peep Show. I should watch it. But our friend from back in the old days, Matt King's in it. He's got quite a big role in it.
Matt King was very
good comic.
Yeah, we did a comedy festival show called Slippers. We did 2 or 3 years.
That was great. I saw that.
Yeah,
it was like a panto.
It was a pantomime. Yeah.
Really good. You,
Yeah.
Bob Franklin, Matt King.
And Marty Shegold.
Shegold.
Hello, Marty, if you're listening.
Probably isn't. Okay, what's your answer?
Oh,
Snow globes and surgery.
I reckon a surgeon invented a snow globe. But he did it in terms of something else. Maybe he was, you know what? Maybe he was trying to make something. He was trying to make something to demonstrate what he was going to do. And somehow he had a globe with water in it. And this was what your knee looks like.
Okay. I reckon they use snow globes to practice their surgery. Because it's so, so intricate going in there and moving stuff around.
Oh, I see. Like maybe arthroscope or something.
Yes, they're practicing the arthroscopes on snow globes. It's a crazy answer. What is the answer, Sam?
Snow globes were invented by a man trying to improve the brightness of the light bulb for a doctor who needed better light to perform surgery. It was 1900 when Erwin Percy I, a tradesman who built and repaired surgical instruments for local physicians in Vienna, was tasked with creating an inexpensive solution to amplify light in hospital operating rooms. While using baby food and water, it gave him the idea for the first snow globe.
Well, I was partly right.
You're right.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
A new light.
A new sort of light. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. How did that spin out into going, well, I put some snow in there and I'll jiggle it around and everyone's going to want to buy one? It's funny, because there's a lot of crap merchandise out there,
Yes.
but that's kind of like a hit single. No,
It's a hit single. You're right.
It went straight to number 1.
And it's been there for a long time.
Yeah. So, well, good luck to him. And I wonder what he's doing now, if he's still doing, because if you're going in for surgery, you know who you're getting done. It's the guy who came up with the snow globe.
That would be funny.
You're going, well, I don't know whether I want that guy. I actually want the guy that's, known for, curing cancer, not the guy that's, good at doing snow globes.
I remember the stand-up I used to do when I broke my leg. Do you want to hear it?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
here we go,
Yes,
here we go.
please.
So when you break your leg in this state, I don't know if you know this, the government send out a nurse to wash you every day.
Oh, hang on. When you break your leg,
the government sends out a nurse to your home to wash you every day.
No.
Yeah, this is true. And so they rang up and they said, we're sending Annie out. I thought, Annie sounds awesome. Probably first job out of uni. Anyway, Annie turned up, and honestly, she was about 86 years old. Like, I remember she knocked on the door. I was in a wheelchair because my broken leg was so bad. I'm out the way, kids. Annie's at the door. I wheel up. I open the door. Annie was about 86. And I looked at her and I thought, I should be washing you. Right? Anyway, what did I say? She got me in the bath, and boy, she learned some things in World War II. But true story, Annie turned up for 2 days, and she didn't come back. And I rang up the agency, and I said, what happened to Annie? And they said, oh, Annie's taking sick leave.
Yeah, you traumatised her.
Yeah, seeing me nude.
Did you cup yourself when you got in the bath?
We were actually on a shower chair in the shower.
Oh,
She did a good job.
you love your shower chair.
I love my shower chair.
Didn't you have a shower chair recently?
Yes, Kieran broke her ankle. I didn't want to.
And were you reluctant to take it back to the chemist?
I loved it sitting there.
Because not wasteful for water, but what did you love so much about it?
Sitting down having a shower is not a bad feeling. It's good just watching it.
And you got the knobs there. You can and then
Adjust it.
Yeah. And how do you wash every bit?
Well, that's a good point, actually.
Because you do have to stand up to do certain areas.
Yeah, you do. You're right.
Yeah.
But,
And
you know,
are you a bar of soap guy or are you a
bar
liquid
of soap.
Yes, I'm not big on the liquid soap. It just doesn't. It runs out of your hand. Yeah, a bar of soap. Don't come back as a bar of soap, by the way.
No. They go places that you don't want to go.
You just go. I look at the bar of soap sometimes. And I go, look, sorry, I've got to do this, and you're gonna go. You're not gonna like what you're about to see.
Whoa,
or you're about to do.
I thought Under the Arms was bad. Jesus.
Very vigorous.
Ugh.